the Member of Parliament for Birmingham Ladywood constituency, and myself and my team have organised this information and feedback event relating to the Hajj, because since I've been an MP, and I've been an MP now for 4 years, every single year I get lots of constituents writing to me, coming to my advice surgeries, emailing me or telephoning my office to tell me about things that have gone wrong with their Hajj trip. And whether those are because they got ripped off by a rogue agent, somebody sold them a package telling them that they were going to be very near to Haram Sharif, and in fact they were miles and miles away, or whether they found out that they've been overcharged for a service that they didn't in fact receive. Lots of things go wrong every year for people going on the Hajj, and for everybody here who is a Muslim, you will know and understand how important the Hajj is to people. It is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Hajj is a compulsory obligation on all adult Muslims, and it therefore means a lot to people. It's something you have to do once in your lifetime. Many people spend many years saving up to go on the Hajj, and the Hajj for me personally has a very, very special memories. I was very privileged and honoured as a child from 1981 to 1986 to actually live in Saudi Arabia myself, because my father, who's over here today, he's a civil engineer by profession, and soon after my twin brother and I were born, he got a job out in Saudi Arabia, and so we went with my mum, myself and my brother, and my family. We actually lived in Taif in Saudi Arabia, which is not very far from Mecca. And when I was 3 years old, my parents got clearance to perform the Hajj, and they took myself and my twin brother with them. And my earliest memory as a child is as a 3-year-old being carried on my dad's shoulder whilst he carried my brother on his other shoulder, performing the Hajj. And my mum explaining to me, when we could not get close enough to Hanakaba Sharif to make dua, to make a prayer, that I should just put my hands out and ask God for the thing that I wanted most in my heart. And she said the same thing to my twin brother. And the thing I prayed for was for a younger sister. And my twin brother prayed for a younger brother. And 1 year later, my sister was born, and 2 years after that, my younger brother was born. So for the Hajj for me, not only something that I performed as a child with my parents, I know I still have to perform it as an adult. It doesn't count when you performed it as a child. But it has very, very special memories for me. And the idea that every single year, people who I represent in Parliament, British citizens, get ripped off on something so powerful, so spiritually necessary for the soul of all Muslims, I find devastating. And I really feel for the people I meet, especially the elders, you know, people who've never had the chance to go abroad, who have never gone on holiday, because all they have decided to do is save their money, save, and save, so that once in their life they can leave this country and they can perform the Hajj, and then they get ripped off. Especially for those people, I personally feel that we all have a moral obligation to do what we can to try and correct some of the mistakes that happen every single year, which really let people down. So that's why I decided to put on this event, because what I've been doing, particularly over the last year, is collecting the information that a lot of our people in the community are not aware of. So there is a whole procedure. The Saudi authorities have a ministry for Hajj. So they actually have a minister whose sole responsibility it is to administer the Hajj all over the world, to liaise with foreign embassies, to sort out visas. And they actually have a system whereby they approve agents for the selling of Hajj packages. And a lot of people in our communities don't understand that in fact in Britain there are only 80 approved agents who are approved by the Saudi Ministry for Hajj in order to sell you a Hajj package, which normally comes with a visa and all of the other information that you need. Now, all of you Brummies, you will know that practically in Birmingham it feels like there's about 5,000 Hajj agents. Everybody seems to be selling packages every single year, but if somebody tells you that they are approved by the Ministry for Hajj, and you go on the ministry's website and their name is not on there, it means that they are not approved to sell you that package. If somebody is approved, they have to have certification from ATOL, which is a British organisation around travel agents, and there's a whole lot of information that you can get about that. If something goes wrong, it is the ATOL licence and certification that enables you to sue that person in order to get compensation for mis-selling you a package. So a lot of our people don't understand that just the basic procedure for being approved in order to sell a Hajj package, and this is where a lot of the mistakes occur, and this is where a lot of people get stung. And some of our brothers who are here from the Council of British Hajjis UK, which is a registered charity, were telling me about a shocking case up in Manchester where a rogue travel agency with no certification, no approval from the Ministry for Hajj, sold Hajj packages to hundreds of people last year. They made £1.3 million, ripped those people off. When it came to the Hajj, those people had no visas, they couldn't go, and they lost all of their money, £1.3 million. And there are other companies in Birmingham and elsewhere who are undertaking the same kind of fraud, and that's why we've got some representatives here from Birmingham Trading Standards. If you put your hands up and give everybody a wave. They're on hand to give you any information that you need about trading standards, because when rogue agents missell you a package, that's not the Saudis' fault, that's for the British authorities, and there's a whole set of rules and regulations around trading standards, and our trading standards friends will be able to give you some more information and guidance about that as well. The other thing that we've got that we're doing today is we've got a feedback area over here. So if you have been on the Hajj yourself and faced issues, if you know of people who've been ripped off, if there are any other concerns that you have, please fill in this feedback form, because that will help me with all the case study examples that I need in order to go and fight with the authorities in this country to make sure that we take action. So for example, in relation to that agency in Manchester with the £1.3 million scam, now, normally what you would do is you complain to the police and trading standards, and the police normally always have an economic crime unit whose job it is to look after people who suffered economic crime. But of course, resources are stretched, and not all these cases make high priority. But if we collect the information from the community better, we can also put pressure on the police, put pressure on the economic crime unit that the police run to make sure that we can take action on behalf of people as well. So please make sure that you fill in these feedback forms in order to give me an idea of some of the ways in which people are suffering, so that I can then do my job and do my best to help. We also have some friends from the medical profession, some doctors and some pharmacists. Health is a really big issue. Last year, 2 of my constituents died as a result of coronavirus, which they picked up whilst they were on the Hajj. There is not enough information out in our community about the sorts of health issues that can occur when you've literally got hundreds of thousands of people from all over the world in a very small physical space. And people need to be much more aware that the Hajj is not just, a lot of people think, well, the Hajj is something you do once in your life and you're supposed to suffer, it's supposed to be difficult because you're trying to get close to God. And of course that is true in essence, but you are supposed to also take care of your health. And being aware of health issues is really important. So please visit our health friends over in the corner and just pick up some information about the health tips that you need. The Saudi embassy will not issue you with a visa unless you have certain vaccinations, one of which is a meningitis vaccination, and you have to book for that. So CBH UK very kindly have procured that vaccination for us at cost price, which is £35. And I know some people here are going to be getting their vaccination done a little bit later this afternoon. And again, if you need more information about vaccinations, please go on the website of CBH UK and you'll find out all the information that you need. I just also want to say, myself and my office, we put together a booklet which has all of the travel and health information, so all the rules and regulations you need to be aware of when you're booking a Hajj package in a sort of checklist format, because we thought that was probably the easiest way in which to tell people what the rules actually are, both the Saudi rules and the British rules, and where you can go to for more advice. So I'll make sure that everybody who's here has got one of these booklets, and we'll give some spares to everybody as well, so you can share with your family and your friends as well. I think in terms of the stalls that we've got on here today, that's pretty much everybody covered. Please share your stories with us. My job as a Member of Parliament, not just as a Muslim, but as a Member of Parliament, my job is to represent my constituents and to help where I can when things go wrong. And I know on this issue things go wrong every year, but unless I have the information from the community, I can't fix some of those problems. And a lot of the issues that people have are eminently fixable. These are not sort of perennial things. Oh, this is how the community works, this happens every year, we just have to put up with it. That's not true. We don't have to put up with it. The rules are all on our side anyway. We just have to make sure more people are aware of them. So please share this information. I've already been to the Saudi embassy. I went on Wednesday, had a meeting with them about the Hajj. and the visa regime, and I told them I was doing this event today, and I told them I would follow up with them as well. So everything I learned here today will go directly into the conversations I carry on having with the Saudi Embassy. And hopefully, shortly before the Hajj, probably in about August time, we're looking to do another event where again we'll be disseminating the same information to a slightly wider audience. Thank you so much everybody for coming along and supporting the event today. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on something that I think is really important and really matters a lot. Nobody who goes on the Hajj deserves to be ripped off. Everybody deserves a chance to fulfill their religious obligations and to get as close to God as they possibly can. And it's our job as a community to support people whilst they do that. So I hope you can carry on helping us in the future as well. Thank you very much.